I bought a whole Zippo collection. Which one is worth the most? Great finds today. I bought an entire Zippo collection from somebody. And let's talk about Zippos. Zippos have been around since 1932. Yes, 1932. A guy named George Blaisdell saw his friend. He couldn't light a cigarette in the wind, so he wanted to invent a windproof lighter. So he came up with this Zippo lighter. Yes, it's windproof. He also wanted the lighter to be able to be used with just one hand and lit with one hand, as you can see there. See, just one hand. It's windproof. It's hard to blow these out, and that's how you close them. And that distinctive sound is the Zippo sound. How did he come up with the name Zippo? Well, he liked the name Zipper, and he thought Zippo sounded more modern. Yeah, I think it's actually genius because everyone thinks of Zippos, and they know what these are. There are a lot of fakes out there, but these are now branded. The branded ones, this is an unbranded one, so it's not really worth that much. You can see Zippo at the bottom, and there's little date codes we'll talk about in a second. But the ones that are actually where they're from, you can see the ones from Cheers, the White House, the different branded ones, but which one of these is worth the most? You can almost tell that this person collected these places that they went. You know, there's some Hard Rock Cafe, Planet Hollywood, Canada, 007. There's all kinds of things that you can collect these for. People who don't even smoke collect Zippos. Now, with smoking not being as popular in this country, they have opened up the market. The biggest market right now is in China. In China. They do $200 million in sales a year at this particular little tiny town in Pennsylvania. In China, the highest selling ones are the zodiac signs. In this country, the highest selling ones are whiskey. So Jim Beam and Jack Daniels, those are the most popular, the highest selling Zippo lighters that they have out today. Now, they start the same way as they started way back when. They start out with a 1,500-pound brass coils, and they are capable of making 40,000 of these a day. 40,000 lighters a day. Now, they come in different boxes. This is a cardboard box. There's also a metal box. There's a little piece of plastic as well. So there's not really a lot of unboxing to do with those. They're pretty easy to operate, as you can tell. They do come without lighter fluid. They are sent without lighter fluid, but Zippo, being very industrious, has their own lighter fluid. So you just take those apart, pull that up, put some lighter fluid in. It's easy to change a flint, and you can have a windproof lighter. Now, where they really took off was in World War II.
Zippo was a small operation until the U.S. government purchased the lighter for GIs overseas during World War II.
In World War II, they handed these out to the soldiers. Because of the war effort, they stopped domestic production, and that's really where they became synonymous with America and American culture. You can see these in movies.
Down to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
In TV. They're pretty famous. Frank Sinatra was buried with his very own Zippo. So people who don't even smoke anymore collect these. Now, there was, at one time, they've always been made in Bradford, there was a Canadian subsidiary. They did make Canadian Zippos from 1949 to 2002. That's because they wanted to expand their market into Canada. They always make them in Bradford. They still make them in Bradford. That did close down, and we'll talk about these in a second. Now, collecting Zippos. What are collectible? Well, you can go to the website and get an 18-karat gold one. It's not that. And that is like $12,000. 12 grand. But they sell 14 to 25 depending on where you're buying them from. You can get different things on them. You know, there's all kinds of places. People used to collect spoons. Maybe they're collecting lighters now. Now, this lighter's been used. You can see it's non-branded. It's not that big a deal. This one here, see, this hasn't even been struck. And there is the sticker to tell you that it has not been moved. They are so shiny and very shiny and easy to get fingerprints on. What do you think would be worth the most here? Well, the first ones we have here, this is from Cheers in St. Louis. Cheers, of course, is from Boston. I don't know why this says St. Louis. but they must have had a franchise out there. So this person visited there, saw that one. It's unstruck. Could that be worth the most? Hard Rock Cafe. These are more of a darker finish here. You can see that they still have the stickers on, so these are going to be brand new, and I'll show you what they look like inside. Hard Rock Cafe, Philadelphia and Gatlinburg. If you're a Hard Rock collector, that'd be something. These are the shinier ones. Las Vegas, Planet Hollywood, branded there. San Antonio, Planet Hollywood. Now this one's interesting. This is Casino Niagara, and it's solid brass. The solid brass ones actually sell for more. So we're going to put this over here because that one probably sells for a little bit more just because it's solid brass. This is the Olympics. They had a whole Olympic set. The whole Olympic set does sell for more. This one doesn't sell for as much. Of course, beer. There's Miller Genuine Draft. You can see that one. Now we're getting back to some. This is it's a painted one. It does have the sticker on it. It's a Jeep. There's the original Jeep right there from World War II. Very cool. And that one I'm going to put over there. They'll come out with anything. There's ones for movies. That's 007, James Bond. Tomorrow Never Dies. And you can see the Zippo. We have a police. This is San Francisco Police Department. Probably went out to San Francisco because they also have an Alcatraz. You can go out to Alcatraz. This is interesting. This is from Dayton. This is a U.S. Air Force Museum. See there? I don't know if this one has been... I don't think this has been opened. It doesn't... There's this... What is that inside? Oh, this is different. Oh, cool. So, Zippo usually is lighter fluid and wicks. But this... Is this a flashlight? I don't know what this... No, this is a zip... It is. It's a flashlight. There's a Zippo flashlight. I did not know this was in here. A zip light. A zip light. I'll have to look at that one. I didn't do any research on this. The battery. I didn't even know that. I know they made like tape measures that they came out with so you could get them. So maybe you can collect Zippo flashlights. That's interesting. I don't know what that goes for, but that is pretty cool. This is Tennessee. A fan of Tennessee. It's all black. We do not want to open that. Oh, see? The sticker came right off. So the sticker was on here, but now it's not on here. Now, the Beatles. The Beatles, one of the greatest bands of all time. That is a matte black finish. This is part of the Beatles set. They had all different albums. There's Abbey Road. You can see the Beatles there. You can see the dating. Visit the USS Yorktown. You can see there, that's a place you can go, like a museum. This person might have been in the Navy. And this is a police. That's honoring the police there. And, of course, the White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to smoke inside there, but you can buy a lighter, which seems kind of odd. Here's a lighter. You can't use it. And this is just a local place, but it's got that rainbow finish to it. And then you could also get football teams. There's the Tennessee Titans and the world champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You can see the list price on that is $25. You can see that it comes in that metal container. Now, there is some misconceptions about Zippos. Zippos, the dating. You can see the bottom here. It's a Zippo, and it's going to have, this one says 15 on it, so this was made in 2015. That's easy to see. But some of the older ones will have Roman numerals, and there's a chart. That you can see. They used to have slashes, dashes, dots, all kinds of things. And now they just have the years. They figured it out for us. So there's a Zippo chart. You can see everything and when it was made. It's easy to identify. Some people think that they're different Zippos, but they're not. They're not different Zippos. But these last three that I want to talk about, the Three Stooges and two Canadian lighters. Now, as I said, there was a Canadian factory over in Canada, and they did make Zippos for quite a few years, and this does say Zippo of Canada. And see, there's the Canadian flag, the maple leaf. These are very similar. You see it says Niagara Falls, and I kept this with the Three Stooges Zippo. Now, a kid came in today when I just got these in. He's about 14, and he picked this one up, and he opened it up. He ripped the seal. And I said, well, it was just a good chance to give him a lesson that you want to keep this seal here. But he just ripped it right open. You can see that the wick has not been lit. That's what they look like when you get them. There is no lighter fluid in it. It should have a flint. Yes, get a spark, but no fire. Now, if you're familiar with the Three Stooges, those are Larry, Moe, and Curly. Well, that's Moe. That's Curly. That's Moe. Larry. Well, you know who they are. There was a famous scene with Canada. What brings these two together? Well, it's actually the word, I won't even say it, but it's right there.
You're afraid to say Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls! Slowly I turn.
That is a great scene. That is a pretty famous scene. So these two lighters will actually be a little more collectible because they don't make them anymore. So what is worth the most? Now you're going to have to find a Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's pretty hot, so you might be able to sell that to a collector. These are going to be specific. So specific to the Titans. The White House one, this one was actually hard to find. I didn't find it. I found it in a set that it was sold, so I really don't know a good price on this one or this one. The Navy's always going to sell. This one sells pretty well. The Beatles are pretty good. These are not, the ones that you don't find as many of are the ones that are going to be worth most. That's not going to sell for hardly anything. Tennessee, you have to find someone in Tennessee. Beer's going to sell. That's part of a set. These really don't sell that well. They make a ton of these, and they're just, hey, I went to Las Vegas, I went to San Antonio, I got a lighter. You'd have to find a James Bond person for this one. So I've gotten down to these three because I don't even know what that one's worth. It's a light, and there's the Jeep, and of course the brass one. Some of the older Zippos do sell for a lot of money. One of the original ones sold for about $37,000. Bradford actually auctioned that off. The solid brass ones you're going to find that sell for a lot more. They have some replica ones, but if they say solid brass on them, they do sell for more. And some of the other advertising, like the Marlboro ones, if you have the ones with the hoods that you used to send away for because they weren't available in stores, if you have the menthol one, that one sells for even more than the regular red roof one. So out of these, I think this one's always going to bring you some pretty good money. The sticker used to be on here, and I think, yeah, that's unstruck. So that's an unstruck, that's a brand new. See, these do fall off. And that's Casino Niagara, even though this one is made in Bradford. This one you can easily get about $30, $30 to $35. It's a newer one, so it is very cool. Actually, I don't know what this one sells for. It's super cool. It's a light. It's not working, but a light. But out of all of these, this one is the one that I found that sold for the most. This one I saw sell in the package, and this is brand new, sold for about $70. $70 for a little lighter. Pretty good for a lighter. Now, you could wait and sell all these. You're not going to get as much for these, but the specific ones, are going to be a little bit more. So when you get a collection in, I paid a per piece per collection, so I'll make some of my money back, say, on this one, but some of these are going to be harder to sell. But they are cool. They are collectible, even if you don't smoke, because you have to light a campfire once in a while. No campfire, no s'mores. So when you see these, and our friends in Canada, sorry we don't make them anymore, but the Blaisdell family, I think his grandson still runs it today. It's still privately owned. They're the largest employer there. It's great to see in that little tiny community in Bradford. They also bought case knives, so you can go there and you can get a case knife as well, which is a great brand. And these are never, ever, ever have to fix them. Anything goes wrong with them, there's not too much that can go wrong with them. You can just send these off to Bradford. They will either replace them or fix them. That's why you've been in business for as long as you have, and that's why this is an American icon, the Zippo lighter. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.